the season to be jolly. Welcome back to the Kempire channel. We're live on YouTube, The Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on Twitch and Twitter at The Kempire. Don't forget, guys, we are also now on Blue Sky, so make sure you follow us at The Kempire, not Kempire. That's a whole other, I don't know who created that, but that's not me. Follow The Kempire on Twitch, Twitter, and on TikTok, of course. We are live for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. Shout out to our King's Guards holding us down in the live chat. And shout out to all of you, our subscribers, those of you watching in the bushes, and of course, our channel members for being so patient as we got, get ourselves together. Literally just watching Married to Medicine. I still have to watch the last couple of minutes again. I did notice that the Married to Medicine episode has not been uploaded to Peacock at least an hour ago when I checked. I don't know if it's done so now. If it has, let us know so we can let other people know. We will be recapping Married to Medicine later today at 4 p.m. Eastern. That is 1 p.m. Specific. So we will get to that a little bit later on today. But this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Guys, if you had to rate this week's episode of Potomac, first of all, where's everyone watching from? Deidre is watching from San Antonio, Texas. Okay. Where's everyone watching from? And also let me know how you would rate this week's episode of Potomac. After watching it twice, at first I was sort of like, it was an okay episode. I felt like not a lot happened. Again, an episode centrally about Ashley is never really great for me, personally speaking. But there are things to talk about. And I have perspectives and thoughts, okay? Cece says, happy Cyber Monday. I forgot. Any good Cyber Monday deals? You know, we were talking on Friday during our recap of what was it, Salt Lake City, about the things, the Black Friday sales and deals. I found a couple of good sales, I think. I mean, they're not what they used to be when it comes to Black Friday, but if there's any good Cyber Monday deals, share. Sharing is caring, everyone. Sharing is caring. All right, Maryland's in the building. What's going on? I'm seeing 7s, 8s. Jefferson County, Missouri. Dallas, Texas is in the building. San Francisco's in the building. All right, at Work in Queens, what's going on? 7.5. 6 out of 10 Bianca gave. Chicago, what's going on? Shar gave it a 7.5. Oh, it's snowy upstate in New York. It's just freezing here in New York City. It's freezing. Springfield, Illinois is in the building. What's going on, everyone? RM gives this episode a 5 out of 10. It was okay. If I had to rate this week's episode of Potomac, I'd probably give it somewhere between a 6 and a 7. And I know that's not an option on our YouTube poll. However, it was just okay for me. It wasn't a great episode. I don't know if it's because we're focused on Mia and Ashley. Not that great. Not that great. JT's watching from Kingston, Jamaica. Wendy's watching from Memphis, Tennessee. What's going on? Oh, it's snowing. Shar says it's snowing in Illinois. Okay. Nola's in the building. I know it's not snowing there. Renee gives it an 8 this week of Potomac. I thought it was okay. Tanya says Dallas. I rate it a 7. Stacey is Delulu. Mia is just mean. Ashley ain't never divorcing. Well, no, they are finally. We did find out. And I'm sure she'll reiterate it during the reunion that she did file for divorce officially a couple of weeks ago, or maybe like a week ago. So they did come to some sort of agreement. But we'll talk about that. But at the top of this, we're still at Dr. Wendy's birthday. We're still at the birthday. And this is where Gizelle confronts Mia about, You're complaining that Ink is going to step back and there's issues between Ink and Gordon. However, on social media, Gordon, and Ink are getting along. And then she brings up, Mia says, the fathers of my children. And everyone's like, the fathers of your children. Mia she can't help but lie. She can't help but distort the truth. She can't help but perform for the show. Because, again, like I said during these last few episodes, she's hazing the newbies. Like, in her mind, she is in some sort of, not reality show. She's in a sitcom in her mind, in a ratchet sitcom. And she's just like, the fathers of my... And we're all like... First of all, the father of her older son, who we have not seen this season on the show. We only seen them flash back. It makes me wonder if the father of her son says no longer should Josh be on the show. We have not seen him at all. Remember, he's older, so God only knows what he's been dealing with when it comes to the other kids, because kids can be cruel. So it makes me wonder if something happened with her older son as to why he's no longer featured on the show, which I'm okay with. I'm never going to argue with parents on whether or not they want to feature children on the show. Whatever you feel is best. I know how toxic the Bravo universe can get, or reality TV can get, especially with the audience having opinions about your children. I get it. But we haven't seen him at all this season, which says to me, I'm like, Taria's in the building. What's going on, Taria? Everyone keeps asking for all of you ladies to come back. We're going to work on something this December as a Christmas gift to our audience with Taria and the Brooke Ashley coming back. Well, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Taria, thank you so much for the super chat. Taria says, I give the episode a 7, but you are always a 10. That is like a Housewives tagline. Taria, the last time she was here, she was reading the girls like a housewife. I was like, damn, Taria, maybe you need to be on Housewives. Maybe you need to be on Potomac. You know she's over there in the DMV. And Taria will also be our MC for the DMV live show that we have coming on January 24th. January 24th, we're coming back to the DMV at Union Stage. Go get your tickets. Tickets are selling fast. The DMV always shows up and shows out for me. And I appreciate that. Meet and greets are still available, I think. I haven't checked. Go check that out. But first, don't forget, the Kempire After Dark live experience, literally less than a week, will be in London. And we just announced yesterday, for those that may have missed it, it's pinned in the live chat. For those that may have missed it and you're watching on TikTok, or if you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, or you're watching on wherever you're watching from. If you're looking for a link for our very first Kempire University, where I'm going to spill all the tea in regards to creating success in the world of social media and YouTube and things like that. This is an opportunity for all of you that want the secrets, you have all the questions. This is your opportunity to get this exclusively in London, the day before our Kempire After Dark live experience show. Check out the description here on YouTube. I have posted a link in the live chat, but you can find a link on my Instagram as well. I've posted it on Twitter. I've posted it on Blue Sky. If you are in London and you want to know the secrets, just saying, this is your opportunity for a very informative session about everything when it comes to the Kempire, okay? And I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about the business of Kempire, okay? So that is your opportunity. So more information will be available in the description for the replay crew. If you're in London or will be in London, that's another opportunity. I told you we've been working on special things, still working on some other stuff while I'm in London. So stay tuned for that. Make sure that you are locked, okay? All right, so back to Real Housewives of Potomac. Thank you again, Taria, for this super chat. See all the love in the live chat, guys. Make sure you subscribe to Taria's YouTube channel and her podcast, okay? All right, exactly. Beautiful Gem says, okay, Kempire with the Kemp talk. That's what we should have called it. No, never mind. Anyways, so Mia's confronted by Gizelle about the just inconsistencies in regards to her story. But I have to say, some people in this conversation, like Keiarna and Wendy, had Mia's back. And here's the thing. I don't understand why Gizelle just always wants to produce, so she can't help it. I don't find it a big deal about these two. I can understand them being a little confused, but the way that Gizelle made it seem is like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, this is the worst thing in the world. You're telling us one thing, but you're doing another thing on social media. That wouldn't bother me if she is co-parenting with Gordon and we see it on social media. To me, that's not a big deal. And clearly people like Keiarna and Wendy are like, they're trying to co-parent. They're trying to get along. Jacqueline's just like, well, let me say something since I was there. Jacqueline, you are coming across so thirsty. Oh my gosh, I cringe for you. And I can't believe that at some point that I was like almost not rooting for you, but I didn't see what everyone else apparently already saw. The thirst is so real, and it's so clear that you came on this season with the agenda of being Mia's mouthpiece and support. And I think Mia promised you, like, well, this is a great opportunity for you. I'll have your back. Because literally, in this moment, Jacqueline is trying to come forward and have her moment. So I thought she was actually defending Mia, only for when this conversation ends, because Dr. Wendy Asefo is getting a citation from the governor or the mayor. I can't remember. What? And Stacey was just like, she has 4 degrees. She must know the difference between a citation and a proclamation. I don't know what Dr. Wendy got, but it was not a citation. But you know what I love? You know what I loved? See, I loved Karen Huger in this episode, but I've loved Karen Huger this season. I don't approve of what she did, allegedly, because, she hasn't been convicted yet. But she's been so delightful in her confessionals. I love that she made a joke of it in herself. In regards, she's like, oh, I can't even have citations for myself. I was like, why does Dr. Wendy not know the difference between a citation? I just thought Dr. Wendy was lit, okay? However, she said it again in her confessional. I was like, okay, all right. Des said she did get a citation. What? Candace says, oh, it was the governor, okay? Vivian says, it was a citation. What was the citation? I don't understand. But here's the thing. Karen was just like, why can't I just be the only one with a citation? Why can't I be the only one with a citation? T. Greg says, oh, it was a citation. Wendy was correct. I'm still not understanding it. I'm still not understanding a citation versus a proclamation or something like that. But fine. Anyways, okay, where was I? So before we get to that, before they even go to Wendy's, citation or whatever it may be from the governor, you hear Mia say to Jacqueline, you didn't have my back. You can stay over there. And I was sort of like, it did feel like she had her back. But again, we're watching an edited scene. Maybe there was something that was said, or maybe she felt like Jacqueline should have come forward a little bit more for her. I don't know. Okay. Dawn says, we couldn't hear the citation over Ashley talking to Stacey, but they did end up cutting their conversation short because Ashley and Stacey were talking about their divorces and how they were supposed to be meeting together. So they end up having a larger conversation a little bit later on because Stacey believes that, this divorce is going to be amicable. She's had a good relationship with her ex or soon to be ex. So she didn't believe that, that he would do anything. Okay. Thank you, Dollface. Dollface says a citation is an official document acknowledging something special or a special act. So is it the same thing as a proclamation? We just never heard it called a citation. Maybe it's something that they do in the DMV. Okay. Danny says a citation has a positive meaning as well. It's an award for outstanding service, etc. Look, we learned something new. Especially when we're talking about a season of citations. Oh, Lord. Okay. Sharon says a governor citation is an award given. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Is an award given in recognition of outstanding and unique achievements or accomplishments of individuals, organizations, or companies. Citation is just a government statement. See, look at us learning new things, okay? Scorpio says, we're doing politics. Ooh, look, we learned stuff, all right? But you know what? Adrian, thank you so much for the super chat. Adrian says, a citation is specific for achievements or excellence in a certain field. A proclamation is about an event. My Delta chapter received a proclamation from our congressman for one of our fundraisers. All right, look at us. Look. But look, we weren't the only ones confused because the entire group was confused. Stacey was just like, she has 4 degrees and she's calling a citation. Well, look. So look, we learned something new. We learned something because I was like, wait a minute, what are we doing? What? But anyways, it's fine. We know, look, everyone, calm down. We now know what a citation is. It has both positive and negative meanings, okay? But Karen is still focused on the fact that she wants to be the only one with citations. Okay. All right. Hey, Brienne, thank you so much for the love. Brienne says, hi, Kempire, I love you. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I did. I hope you did as well. All right. Exactly. Katrice says, we schooled and ready now. I know. It's all right, y'all. Scorpio said, we learning. All right. All right, y'all. Anyways. Ooh, Amber, don't start nothing. Amber says, Stacey can chill with the shade on Wendy. She didn't even know Governor Westmore's name. Well, in all fairness, she hadn't been in the DMV for a minute, okay? She hadn't been in the DMV for a minute. She just moved back, remember? Anyways. All right, y'all. We're all schooled, all right, on citations, okay? Sharon says, teach the people, Kempire. Look, I'm learning too. because I was like, wait, what? Anyways, I was like, honestly, I will say this. When they said citation at first, I said to myself, is the music too loud? Is that what's happening? Is the music too loud? Okay. Deborah says, Kempire, you were the only one here that was confused. No, I wasn't. There are plenty of people chiming in, Deborah. Catch that. T. And in the audience, including Stacey too, was confused. So catch that. All right. Anyways, moving on. But I was the only one confused. No, there were plenty of people that probably did not show themselves that were confused. Anyways, look, we all learn. Can I just say this, y'all? Don't be afraid to say that you don't know something. Don't be afraid to be wrong, because that's the only way that you're going to learn. Okay? Thank you. Look, Aaliyah says he definitely was not. Not y'all coming to... Come on, right? Come on. Yeah, just because I wasn't willing to be like, okay. Anyways, moving on. Let's move on, because now we spent so much time on that. I'm gonna have to skip over other stuff. Okay. Anyways, moving on. So they had that conversation, Ashley and Stacey, during the citation announcement from the governor. Ashley and Stacey are briefly talking about their divorce situation and what they have coming up. Okay, so they end the conversation very quickly because they feel like they're being rude, and they were. They were. Look, Winter says I'm still confused. No, Winter, you're not. Okay. Anyways, so the other conversation that Mia says that Gizelle is trying to nitpick and overly critique her. Here's the thing. Gizelle has her ways, but in this particular situation, I just don't. Look, I'm just like, Mia, you are the one that's confusing everyone. So do I believe that Gizelle should have made an issue of it or made a scene of it or brought it up? I don't think it was that big of a deal. I don't think it was that big of a deal for Gizelle to bring it up, but I also don't think that she was like nitpicking or criticizing you. I mean, questioning your parenting, that might be nitpicking and criticizing, but I think a lot of people are questioning Mia's parenting style. Okay? All right. So, Wendy receives her citation. Fantastic. And then Karen makes a joke about the citation, which I already mentioned. So did you guys notice the conversation? I am not liking TJ for our girl, Stacey. I am very concerned. I don't like, because you remember last week how he talked to her, don't touch me. I warned you. And she says, I'm warned. And then she's trying to placate to him. She's trying to warm up to him. She's like, oh, the governor's something at the end of the table, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, it was the mayor. I think it was the mayor at the end of the table. So she's trying to have a conversation with TJ, and he's just eating. He's trying to ignore, like being a big baby. And I was just so annoyed for her. And I can't believe that they're still even talking or together. I was just so annoyed for her, the way that he was acting. Like, sir? Y'all know y'all love TJ's blouse, okay? Come on, beautiful. Shoot, I need to get one for my London show. Come out in that shirt. Ooh, let me go do some shopping before I leave. So he's just being very like standoffish with her, and she's trying to have a conversation with her. Here's the thing. So the ladies decide that they want to have a conversation to prep Stacey for her meeting this week in regards to her divorce. This scene felt a little too much like a scene, like they were producing a moment, because let's be honest, none of these women are really that close for me to sit around a table and talk to you about my divorce proceeding. And I get it, you're filming a reality show and we're supposed to believe that they're a little bit closer. And it felt icky to me. First of all, the fact that Ashley even brought it to them, like, oh, she has this thing coming up and now we're going to sit and have a conversation. Stacey seemed okay with it. I'm just talking about me personally. I was like, why am I sitting around talking with y'all about my divorce proceed? It's not like she was just talking about the divorce, talking about, I'm getting ready for what's coming up. And I'm just like, it just felt too produced, this moment. So we're celebrating Wendy's birthday, and now we're moving over to inside to talk about Stacey's divorce because we need to have a scene. It felt weird. It felt weird to me, but fine. All right. So they go inside and they have this conversation, and Stacey says that she feels like she knows the man that she married, so she's not really worried. She hasn't really, thought about how much she would want if they were to get divorced. We find out later that Stacey hasn't paid a bill in like 15 years. Show yourselves show yourselves if you're in that type of relationship. I think, though, very much like what Dr. Wendy says later, is I'm responsible for certain things. My partner's responsible for certain things. So there's certain things I just don't know about. However, even in divorce, death, I think we need to know everything that goes on when it comes to the household. So it's not just divorce that people need to think about. There are other things, but we'll get back to that. So they have that conversation. Gizelle is giving Stacey advice in regards to, like, you need to write some things down, the things that you want in this divorce. All right. But Stacey's just like, my divorce is amicable. It's not like Ashley's divorce. Is Ashley's divorce not amicable? I don't feel like Ashley and Michael Darby are not getting along. Right? Like, I don't get that feeling. I feel like it's amicable. Adrian says I lost Adrian's comment. Where is it? Adrian says that not understanding the bills thing annoyed me. I'm kind of surprised by it when it comes to Stacey, because Stacey doesn't seem like she's just like this doting wife, but she says that her husband is very old school in that way. And, he does very well for himself. He's a very successful man, but she's also very successful on her own. Like, she makes her own coin as well. So that's why I was a little surprised by that. So, but the ladies said that, you need to know what you're doing and understand that the man that you married is not the man that you're divorcing. That's what Gizelle was trying to say, which is true. I don't think it's bad advice. I don't think that is bad advice at all. All right. So anyways, so they have that conversation. But then we have the scene. This was like a really full circle moment for Dr. Wendy Asefo, because she has a conversation with Eddie's siblings and she introduces the kids to Eddie's sisters. It was a beautiful moment. The sister gets really emotional. I just can't believe that this family has missed out on 13 years of their life, their kids. I mean, luckily the kids are still young enough, but the two boys are pretty big at this particular point. But look, it's better to make amends now versus 20, 30 years from now and never speaking. I still say that Susan's the root of this. I feel like she's the root of them not getting along. You notice that she wasn't even over there when they were having this conversation, right? She wasn't there. I didn't see Susan over there during the conversation. Maybe she was somewhere nearby, but she wasn't there. Lulu says, I had shed a tear. It was sweet. Especially because when you think about the reality of what's going on in this relationship, we found out about this, her first season, Dr. Wendy's first season. And now we're how many seasons later, and finally we're possibly getting to a better place. And maybe it's easier to get to a better place between the siblings before getting to the parents, even though Wendy is in communication with Eddie's parents. Jamaki says, I want the backstory. I feel like that's the part that maybe we don't need to go back. We might need the backstory, but maybe they don't need to go back, because then people probably don't agree, and that's just going to cause friction. But I think it's sad that, so many years have been missed. But look, hopefully they're working on never, doing that again. Beautiful family. Oh my gosh. Both Dr. Wendy, the kids, Eddie's siblings, beautiful. And I thought it was a beautiful moment. So I was happy to see that scene, that birthday party, end with that. Gizelle and her daughter Grace catch up. Grace has been away at college for the last year. She's already completed her first year. They're talking about the twins going off to college. I didn't realize that it was like back to back. So she's, everyone's going to be out of the house. A small part of me feels for Gizelle, because she's so used to that. That is what she does. She's taking care of her daughters. That's part of who she is. And from what I've heard from my DMV source, she's very involved when it comes to her daughters, her schools, their schools and things like that. So now she's not going to have any of that. So I feel for her a little bit. Look, a little bit. Okay. And Grace says that Adore is going to have the most challenging time when they go off to college because she relies on Angel a lot, the twins. So the twins aren't going to the same school. So that's an interesting thing too. So they're going to be living very separate lives. But she said that Adore is going to probably have a breakdown. So they're going to have to be there to support her. Oh my gosh. I know Bahar says a year already. Yeah. I said to myself, it's been a year? Probably a college school year, not officially a full year, but the 2 semesters. All right. So then they talk about her father and that whole process. And, Grace was away when this happened, and she was reading a letter from him when she found out that he had passed away. Gizelle gets vulnerable, and she talked about how when she found out and she had to, fly and book a ticket, she just, in the moment, just could not. She could not do it. So that's when one of her daughters ended up calling their father, Jamal, and just tell her to go to the airport. A ticket will be there. I mean, I appreciate the co-parenting situation between Jamal and Gizelle. I don't know the growing pains of getting to where they are today. Again, I'd much rather us not pretend like that year that she pretended that they were trying to rekindle is real, because it wasn't. Can we ignore that? They've just had each other's back. They have a good friendship. That's great. Look, that's fine. And I wonder, were there some growing pains in the early years in regards to figuring that out? Because we remember like the stories that he cheated on her so bad during their marriage. She told us in her first year, cheater, pumpkin eater. Okay. So he was there for her. He booked a ticket and everything like that for her. So she was talking a little bit about that. But it was a cute scene. Look, I think production knows that we love seeing Gizelle with her family, her daughters. Fine. Look, fine. All right. So Ashley's at home with her kids on the counter again. And she's getting ready because she has to go meet with Michael and their attorneys to discuss this divorce. So they have to figure out the settlement first. They have to figure out custody. All right. So did you guys notice though? Look, did you guys notice that when she gets to the place where they're figuring this stuff out, was that Michael in the car? They just didn't show him. Look, they just showed the door opening, but we didn't see Michael Darby. Michael Darby doesn't want anything to do with the show. You saw, I think it was last season, where he was so upset that she was filming and he was on camera. So, okay, but she said something even before getting to meet up with Michael. She says that she has the kids 7 days a week, and Michael has them for like a weekend. That's why I said that I feel like their divorce is amicable, because she has the kids all the time and he has them, I guess, whenever he wants them. Because I know some people are confused. They're like 7 days a week, but he has them for a weekend, so that's not 7 days a week. No, what she says is that she has the kids 7 days a week, basically, and he'll take them for a weekend. Maybe that weekend might not be in the same month. So I don't know how much Michael is involved. He probably pays and takes care of them, but it doesn't seem as if he is actively involved with these kids. He's also older. He already has raised kids, and maybe this is how he raises his kids, where the mother takes care of them and he's not very much involved. I'm not saying that it's right, but she seems to be okay with it. Ashley says that she's not looking forward to a time where her kids might not be with her weeks at a time or a weekend or whatever it may be. I don't think she has anything to worry about, right? I don't think she has anything to worry about. Doesn't seem like Michael Darby cares about that. If you have the kids 7 days a week, just saying, I don't think he cares. But all right, look, all right. She has the kids 7 days a week, and he has them whenever he wants them a weekend. Okay, all right. You know it, Mr. Melon the Magic. Really? So basically, he just put babies in her and left them with her and Sheila. Oh, Lord. Okay. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We're talking about the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. If you had to rate this week's episode, how would you rate it from 1 to 10? Also, don't forget you can hear an audio version of our live recaps and special episodes, especially while I'm away. I might be doing a little London Diaries on the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the Kempire podcast today. And while you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. 5 stars, nothing less. Guys, we have over 1,200 of you here, but not even 300 likes. So why are you watching? Please tell me. Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat. Bianca says, go ahead and skip Ashley's segments. I did. Wow. I just don't feel right by doing that not because of Ashley, because some of you don't even watch the episode, but maybe you don't care if I mention it in the recap or not. But I just have to point out some of the things that stood out to me in those moments. Keiarna is at Greg's office, and she talked about how Greg is very old school and he expects dinner when he gets home. She sits down with Greg and updates him on her lawsuit with Deborah. So there's two different things happening. I guess the criminal side of it, and then she has her own personal injury side of it. Okay. So she has her own lawsuit against Deborah. And it's very clear, like I could tell that Greg is a good man, meaning like, he's involved in social work, but he also was a little concerned. He's like, are you sure you want to be involved with these women involved in this show? It was kind of giving what Mark Daly was giving about how he feels about these types of shows and how they depict Black people, Black women specifically. Miss Brooklyn says, hey, Miss Brooklyn, we appreciate you. Miss Brooklyn says, how dare work interfere with my Kempire time? How dare they, especially on a Monday? Leave us be, okay? Okay. Interesting dynamic. I have to say, I appreciate the relationship between Keiarna and Greg because it does seem as if he does care about her and that he doesn't want her involved in any sort of a mess on this show. It kind of also, in a different way, reminds me of Todd from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. In a different way. I think Greg is a little bit more quiet but strong in that regard and shares his opinion. But she said that she was crying like every day after that brawl that happened that we saw. So I believe it. So we're gonna continue to watch and see what happens in regards to this legal situation. I don't know if there's any sort of update in regards to it. This is a hot take. Hold on. Deborah says the side eye Keiarna's boyfriend gave her. Did you catch it? No, after what? What was the side eye? D Wood says Keiarna isn't a good addition. Here's the thing. I had a thought after watching this week's episode. I'm not saying that she's not a good addition, but now I understand why production maybe at the last minute decided to make her full time. We shall see by the end of the season if there's a reason why they decided to make her full time. Because right now I'm not really seeing why she's full-time. It's. Let me just paint the picture for you. When we recap Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and I keep saying, why isn't Brittany full-time? Every single week, it's an episode about her and her own drama. Like, we're still talking about that stuff. And she's not full-time. Keiarna, although I like her, there hasn't been a lot. And we're on episode 9. So, but we'll see. We did get the mid-season trailer at the end of this episode, so maybe there's more. But in the trailer, I didn't really see a lot. Just saying. Okay. La Soul says Greg probably thinks he's going to be exposed. No, it's not even that. I think Greg is probably more concerned that things are going to be taken in a way or depicted in a way that's not true or that might be hurtful to him, his business, or the woman that he wants to probably eventually marry. We have to also realize not everybody is like, oh, they're afraid of getting exposed. Some people just don't want to do reality television because of the dangers and because you don't own or you can't produce what they're going to give you. Like, you can film and do all this stuff and you highlight the business and da-da-da-da, and they could choose not to show it. What I got from that scene with Keiarna and Greg was that he was more concerned about how she's being depicted, her being in danger, because that was a pretty, scary fight. Just saying. But maybe that's me. Let me take a sip. Okay. Someone says, because SW says, because Mia's the lies take over. It's highlighted a lot in the mid-season trailer in regards to Mia. Okay. So the group meets up for lunch, and Stacey talks about her meeting with her husband. And she says that, her husband managed the finances their entire marriage. He paid all the bills. She says she hasn't paid a bill in 15 years. Must be nice. Come on. Stop judging her. Come on, for a second. Adrian, stop judging her. For a second. Just for a sec. Come on, come with me. Let me turn on the snow so you can get into the feeling and the emotion. Come on. Just come with me for a second. Just the thought. Come on, Adrian. Adrian, come with me. Everyone, come with me. Just the thought, not having to think about it. It's like when you're a kid, not having to think about paying a bill. Come on. You wish you could. Shayna says, cute, must be nice. All right. Look, Elma says, I can live that life. Come on. Adrian says, wait, now you calling me up. Come on. Adrian, come on. Just for a second, Adrian, let's just go there and think to ourselves, not having to think about paying the mortgage, not having to think about paying that credit card bill. Adrian, not having to think about paying that school bill, that school tuition. Imagine that. Look, Shayna says, woo, woo, woo to us. Tiny says, my ex paid my bills for 10 years. Ish was nice. Now I pay my own. And how does it feel now, Tiny? How does it feel now? Terrible. It's okay. So, but back to reality. Let me turn the snow off. Back to reality. So she says that she hasn't paid a bill in 15 years. Wendy admits, to be honest with you, I don't know how much our mortgage is. I don't know who handles our mortgage. She said, I don't know who handles our electricity. And I said, oh, because remember also Stacey said in the first couple of episodes, she doesn't know the name of the person that does her lawn. I'm just because she doesn't take care of any of that stuff. She doesn't take care of any of that stuff. So Wendy admits it too. But she says because of this conversation, now she's going to learn. But here's the important thing. Oh, look, Adrian. Adrian says, pay my tuition. Okay, hold on now. That might work. See? Imagine not having to pay that. Look, and you go to a good school. Expensive school. Anyways, so Wendy says, you know what? Based off this conversation, I might need to actually find out these things. And you know what I thought in that moment? It's not just about divorce. God forbid your partner passes away. Those things you're going to have to know. So even if you're not doing it on a daily basis, you should know at least the ins and the outs. So that way you can jump in. God forbid something happens. But Stacey, although, they try to make it dramatic, she was like, oh, I didn't know about some of these accounts. I didn't know my name was on certain accounts and blah, blah, blah. That part, I'm like, not knowing your name is on certain accounts, which affects your credit. I couldn't do that. I personally couldn't do that. I need to know all of that. I mean, haven't we not learned anything from Oprah? Oprah said she signed all her checks. Okay. So I was sort of like, you should at least know that. But she said it was eye-opening, and she was actually grateful to the women, bringing that up and the conversation that they ended up having. All right. But she said she appreciated the nudge. Then we talk about Ashley. All right. So Ashley talks about her meeting with Michael, and she says I didn't make eye contact with him. Ashley, are we now to believe that you and Michael are not in a good place? Are we supposed to believe that? You didn't make eye contact with him? I thought this divorce was fairly amicable. Yes, I'm sure she wants more money, but I haven't heard of you guys having any issues. So they figured out custody. Basically, she's going to take care of the kids and he'll get the kids whenever he wants them. No, they decided on he'll get the kids 10 days a month. And how much you willing to bet Michael probably will maybe some months get 10 days, some months maybe 2. And not because she's not allowing it, because he doesn't want it. Just saying. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. Okay? But she says there's one issue, and that's why they didn't come to an agreement. And the issue was that he wants her to sign a confidentiality agreement where she will not speak about him on the show into perpetuity. All right? And she's like, I can't do that. She's like, I'm such an open book. And, I can't do that, guys. And I'm thinking to myself, Ashley, we know nothing about your relationship with Michael besides what was exposed on the blogs. Okay? So I don't think, look, I don't think that you're an open book. You want to make sure that you're able to still talk about him on the show so you can stay relevant. But quiet as it's kept, not really quiet, no one is really interested in you, your divorce, your storyline, or Michael Darby anymore, if they were before. But then she says, doing this show and, other people talking about him, she can't stop people from talking about him. I don't know if the confidentiality agreement covers him in that regard. Remember, he lost that lawsuit to Candace because he signed previously to be on the show. So that him signing off on that is the reason why Candace won that lawsuit that he was trying to sue her for $2 million. They were like, the judge was like, no, sir, you signed on to be on the show. Anything she said or you said on the show is free game, basically. So that's probably part of the reason why he wants her to be able not to say a word about him on the show. But my thing is, Ashley really hasn't said anything at all really about him right now. You know what I mean? So I feel like he would be fine, but maybe he's a little worried in the future. If he was to do something or they're not getting along, she will say something. But Karen Huger, who for me in this episode, her confessionals were life. Her little side comments were life. She's like, here you go, Ashley. Here's your opportunity. He could pay you to be quiet. But is it really worth it in the end versus how much? Because here's the thing. It would have to be a lot of money because her not talking about Michael might be part of the reason why she's no longer on the show. I don't think so. Because again, I don't feel like she's talked a lot about Michael. She's only talked about, I'm getting a divorce. She really has not talked about him. Teresa says, if I had never heard Michael's name again, I'll be just fine. But Karen was right. She was like, you could probably get a lot out of this divorce. Honestly, she would need the amount of money that would cover her for the rest of her life. Basically her salary on Potomac. Honestly, if he'd be willing to pay that amount of money, basically her salary until like 20 plus years and property, maybe buy this property, that for me would be like, fine, I'll sign it. And if they want to keep me on the show, if I can stay in Bravo's good graces, because look, I'm not sure if they would keep her on the show. That might be an opportunity for Ashley to quit the show and live like a real socialite. Her and her mama. You know what I mean? And her clunky shoes. But it would have to be a lot of money. I don't know how much Ashley makes on Potomac. Remember, she is an OG, so I'm sure she's making a decent salary. So in order for me not to talk about it, you would have to pay my salary for an X amount of years on there and something that's comfortable, that would allow me to live a comfortable life. And I want the house taken care of. That's a lot of money. Michael's got it, allegedly. So that's where they have not reached an agreement. But as you know, the news came out that Michael Darby and Ashley have reached an agreement in regards to their divorce. There is a settlement. Michael spoke to TMZ and confirmed that there is a settlement in regards to their divorce. So it will be interesting. Maybe we'll find this out during the reunion. What exactly is the divorce? The divorce settlement. Because she officially filed now. Okay, Winter said, and her tacky outfit. Look, as Countess Luann says, money can't buy you class. Okay, so no promises on that. All right, But for me, my favorite part was Karen's confessional in that scene. Okay, let's talk about Karen. So Karen sits down for a meal with her daughter, Raven. Raven's doing very well here in New York City. She's in marketing. She just landed a big deal. She's doing very well. So we get a little life update from Karen's daughter, all right? And then they start talking about Karen carrying the weight of the world. All right, I'm going to take a different stance, okay, for a second in regards to this. As a fellow Taurus, yes, we talk astrological signs here. As a fellow Taurus, Tauruses do take on the world, and we don't show pain. We don't show what we're going through. For all y'all know, I could be going through the worst time of my life right now, and y'all would never know. I'm not, thankfully. But you know what I mean? Like, we don't express a lot, and we take on a lot. However, doesn't mean that you get behind the wheel of a car if you're inebriated. Not saying that she did, but that's what she's being accused of. Okay? Doesn't mean that you get behind the car of a wheel and endanger your life and other people's lives and that deer. Okay, there wasn't a deer, but they put one in the reenactment. Okay? So, again, we have another scene where people are trying to paint the narrative that Karen has been going through a lot with rape. Karen's been going through a lot with losing her parents, blah, 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 blah. Fine. All right. Shady Baby says the Leo is the same way. And I got a Leo moon, so that makes me even double worse. Okay. But Karen says that the group has been quite shady and, not very nice about this whole situation. And Raven says anyone that's not concerned for your well-being is not your friend, which I agree. However, let's be honest. I don't know if it's just edited this way. I'm going to give everyone grace. But based on what we've seen, the ladies really have not been that hard on Karen, right? Don't you think? Mia has been the hardest on Karen, but I feel as a whole, the ladies have not been that hard on Karen based on what we've seen. And even Mia, especially because we just watched Real Housewives of Orange County and how Tamra handled Shannon's DUI and how disgusting she was with that. Mia actually looks like an angel in comparison to Tamra, right? So even Mia, I feel like she's not being as disgusting as Tamra was. So I feel like the group as a whole has gone light on Karen, to be honest with you, has been supportive, if I say. But again, we don't know. We don't know if things have been edited out, like the whole Jacqueline situation. I'm still confused at why Karen is so mad at Jacqueline, but maybe more was said. But some of you were saying like, well, no, her just talking about the fact that I might have been drunk on the phone is enough. Maybe. Mia. Cynthia says Mia is fighting for her life. Lord have mercy. Melissa says, I agree. They are not. Yeah. All right. See, right, Austin? Austin says, pro tip, please get yourself a Taurus in your life. Right, Austin, come on. I think people want to say things about us, but we're a good sign to have. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Lexi says they made Karen admit to a prior instance of drinking and driving, not good for her case. But look, at the end of the day, that's on Karen. That's not on them. Look, that's not on them. All right. Oh, your girl Pepe says 90% of her friends are Tauruses. What's your sign, Pepe? What's your sign? 90%. I don't really have a lot of Taurus friends. I'll say that. I don't, which is funny, right? And it's not because it's intentional. It's not like I don't like being around Tauruses. I'm a Taurus. All right. Oh, Ariana says my ex is a Taurus. I'll pass. Ariana, what's your sign? All right. Ooh, Witcher says I got a Taurus now. Oh, lucky you. Okay. Oh, you know what? It's good to have a Taurus during cuffing season because, we want to stay in the house. We want to cuddle. We want to. Anyways. Quale says, when is the Taurus's birthday? That is what, from April 21st to May 20-something? 21st or something like that? Something like that. That's the spectrum. But, as a May Taurus, we don't own April Taurus. Sorry, Taurus. Pepe says, Pisces, Aries, cusp. Oh, that makes sense. One of my best friends is a Pisces, Aries cusp. Well, Aries, but on the cusp. So that makes complete sense. Oh, let me say thank you. We had quite a few super chats. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We have 1,500 of you watching on YouTube alone, but we also have quite a few of you watching on Twitch, Twitter, here on TikTok. We appreciate you guys. Latanya says, come on, May Taurus, right? Come on. Just saying. All right. Sharon, thank you so much for the super chat. Sharon says, don't like Greg, red flag, condescending and mean to Keiarna. You think? See, look, I pay attention to what you guys say because maybe I missed it. Because, I think we have to remember, I know I'm a gay man, but I'm still a man. So there's probably certain red flags that you, as ladies dating straight heterosexual men, see that I don't because of my own life experience. But I appreciate it. Like, I'm like, really? What did you see? Point it out. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for the super chat and for calling in yesterday and weighing in on Love and Marriage Huntsville and the legality of it all. And we always appreciate your legal expertise. Miss Esquire says, I think like Todd, Greg is here to support his woman, but not necessarily this show. Perfectly said. And not to perform for it. I like it. And that's a woman. I agree, Miss Esquire. I agree. I feel like that's the energy that we're getting. Okay. Miss Esquire says, also in another super chat, thank you. Ashley needs to put a price on her silence. Very much what Karen was saying. No one cares but make you some dollars. Look at Gizelle. She don't talk about her ex. So I wonder what that price was. Right? I wonder what that price was. Because at the time of their divorce, he was already very well known, Pastor Jamal Bryant. I wonder how. But remember, he also had that tax thing he had to pay off. But that tax thing, you remember what Karen said? You got to have millions to owe millions. So, Oh wait, Nita says he's arrogant, dismissive, and gives a-hole vibes. Really? Wow, really? Y'all thought that? Ooh, Austin says, I don't like Greg for real either. I got my good eye on him. Wow. Oh, hold on, wait. But there are based off the mid-season trailer, there's some things that come up between Keiarna and Greg. Sharon says he often talks to her like a child. She giggles about him treating her like his employee, even though she's a successful business owner in her own right and works for free. And says things like, hold on, I missed the last part of your thing. I guess, wait, oh, here it is. Oh, he'll wife her if she stops acting up. Boo. Really? That's the vibe that you got. Jola says I picked up on that too. Now I'm gonna pay attention. I don't know if I necessarily agree because again, we're only seeing a snapshot of their relationship. But okay. Bernie says April Taurus here. What's wrong with us? Nothing. We still love our Tauruses. Okay. May superior. Oh, plague. Okay. Ooh, Winter says, okay, Winter's dating a Taurus man. If you cross a Taurus man, are y'all forgiving? Winter, what did you do? I will say this, depending on what you did. If it's something small, no, don't lie about anything small either. But no, we're not very forgiving. And when we're done with you, we're done with you. So whatever it is, be forthright. We appreciate forthright. We do. Look, damn, now I want to know. I'm nosy. Anyways, let me move on because I'm going to be live again at 4 p.m. Eastern for our recap of Married to Medicine too. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We have over almost 1,600 of you watching. We appreciate you all being here, but don't forget to like the video. All right. It helps YouTube and the algorithm know that you like what you're watching and it invites more people into our community. All right. Guys, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experiences is coming to London this next weekend, or this weekend, because it's Monday. It's coming to London this weekend. So get your tickets if you haven't already. And we just announced yesterday, Kempire University, if you want to know all the tricks, tips, or ask all the questions in regards to building your own platform, your own business, or just questions about maintaining in this business, this is your first opportunity, might be your only opportunity, to pick my brain or hear some of the things I have to say about building the Kempire. So this is exclusively happening in London on December 7th. All right. Small slots are available. All right. It's not going to be a big event because I want it to be intimate. Okay. So if you haven't already, more information is available in the live chat or in the description of this video. If you're listening to audio of this, it will be available in the episode notes. Okay. If you're watching on Twitch or TikTok or on Twitter, go to my Instagram. There is a link for the Kempire University experience that's happening in London on December 7th. And then on December 8th, we'll be in at Neon 194 for the Kempire After Dark live experience. Okay. Then we're coming to the DMV to talk about everything Potomac and, of course, everything Hot Topics. So make sure you get your tickets for our Kempire After Dark live experience coming to Washington, D.C. and New York City. Buckle up. Hopefully this week, next week, I will be announcing our Kempire After Dark New York City live show. All right? All right. We're going to start off the new year just right. All right. So back to this. Let me move on. So Jacqueline and Mia go shopping. I keep telling you guys, I feel like Jacqueline just came on this season to be a mouthpiece for Mia, and Mia and her must have had this conversation. It's giving very weird vibes though. Jacqueline. So she's like, oh, we're going to kiss here. You know, if we were alone, we'd kiss on the lips. Ew. Like, and look, it's nothing about being lesbianic. It's just weird. Because before you were downplaying any intimacy between the two of you. Now it's all of a sudden you want to be like, ew, like it's so weird. It's weird. Love King Forever says, stay on the... I love how we're still talking about astrological signs, specifically Tauruses. Love King Forever says, stay on the Taurus's good side and please watch what you say and how. Because we assign emotions and feelings to words, and we will never forget what you said and how it made us feel. It's so true. It's so true, Love King. It's so true. Oh, we're going to talk a lot about Tauruses in the Married to Medicine recap because we got to talk about Quad. D Wood says that Jacqueline's annoying. All of you called it. I had an open mind to Jacqueline. Look, see, this is very un-Taurus-like of me admitting when I'm wrong. But I had an open mind to Jacqueline last season. But this season, it's been like a complete 180. She's ridiculous. She's just weird. I think she so wanted to be on the show. And she feels like aligning herself with Mia was the best way to do it. All right. So Mia's giving her dressing advice. Huh? Look, what? Okay. Mia says that Jacqueline grew up on a farm. I thought y'all grew up together. But maybe she did for a part of her life. I don't know. Okay. But Jacqueline says, Jacqueline apparently doesn't know how to dress. I don't think that Jacqueline is a fashionista. But I will say, I think Jacqueline dresses better than Mia. Am I wrong, ladies? Like, I'm not a woman. So y'all let me know if y'all agree with me. I feel like Jacqueline, although not the best dresser, I feel like she dresses better than Mia. It looked like Mia just wanted her to dress like her because the outfit that she loved on Jacqueline was something that I could see Mia wearing. I was like, all right. Fine. Look, fine. Also, the other thing that annoyed me in this conversation, so they start talking about their relationship. She's like, so how are you and PP doing? I hate the fact that they're calling this man PP. He has a name. Again, I feel like they're trying to produce television, like a sitcom, a ratchet sitcom. And she's like, so how's PP doing? This man has a name. It's not like he has another name. There's someone else on the cast that has his name and we're going to confuse him with someone. Why are we calling this man PP? And then they flash back. They're like, well, he's, my, parenting partner and he has a big PP. I was like, y'all, no, we don't care. This is stupid. You know what else is stupid? Sorry. Look, this is my recap. I can talk about what I want. I was watching Watch What Happens Live. I don't like to watch it because it's just honestly sophomoric. I think back in the day this is like 20 years ago 15 years ago when Watch What Happens Live started airing, we could appreciate a game and things like, sometimes just like, okay, they will cut off like a real interesting conversation, like, oh, it's time to play a game. And I'm like, no, like how old are we? So even yesterday, while I'm trying to pack and do all kinds of things, I'm listening to it because I want to see if there's anything informational that I can bring back here during our recap. And I'm like, oh, we're going to jump into a game? I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Like, here we go. Jazzy says, does he not want his name out? No, we know his name. I can't think of it right now, but we know his name. And it's not like it's a unique name like Kempire. All right. Anyways, hold on. What happened? LV says Jacqueline's sister, that was the nanny and YouTuber, was negligent in her duties and now locked up. What? I think that's what has changed her and made her a flunky for Mia. Look. Oh, it's Patrick. Thank you guys. Look, see, it's not. Look, we already knew his name. SW says PP is such a childish nickname. But when you look at Jacqueline, you look at Mia, you can see a lot of immaturity. Trina says, well, what I got from Watch What Happens Live, Simone is still in her feelings. Yeah, she is. Look, she is. We'll talk about that during our Married to Medicine recap at 4 p.m. Eastern, all right? Team Me says, I've been telling you. Okay, telling me? Oh. Look. Winter says, they so lame. Yeah, look, yeah, they are. So they end up talking about what's been going on with Gordon, and she's like, I just never know, how Gordon's gonna wake up. And then Jacqueline says that, Gordon one minute is fine, and then the next minute is not fine with the whole Ink situation. Mia did say something about her relationship with Ink in this scene that I thought was interesting. She was that they've been together, but this is the first time that they've made it like official. And I was like, I wonder what the timeline of how long these two have been interacting together. We know she cheated on Gordon with Ink early in their marriage, but I wonder if they sort of drove back a couple of times during the marriage. Okay. Then they start talking about Gizelle. Mia has issues with Gizelle. She feels like Gizelle is mad at her and always questioning her as a mom. Okay, no one's going to like that. However, Jacqueline, because she has to be the Mia representative, says Giselle's just mad that she ain't got one man and you got 3 or 4. And I said, 3 or 4? We just thought that she had you had Gordon and Ink. Y'all caught that? 3 or 4. I said, let me rewind. Did she say 3 or 4 or 2 or 1 or 2? I was like, 3 or 4. And I know what you're thinking. She's just being, she's just exaggerating. She's being funny. You can't say that when it comes to Mia, though. You can't say that. Oh, wait. Shells on TikTok says she's counting herself, Jacqueline. I forgot, but no, she said men. Miss Melamash said 3 is Jacqueline. Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right. Beautiful Gem says they never stopped, in my opinion. All right. She said 3 or 4. 3 or 4. I'm like, okay. That stood out to me. Look, that stood out to me. All right. Ashley's charity event for the homeless folks in the DMV. As you know, we've done fundraisers. Shout out to Danielle. We've done a couple of fundraisers for the women in the DMV that are homeless. So, that's a special thing in our hearts over in the DMV. So apparently this charity that's big in the DMV was doing this charitable event, and Ashley had to raise $1,000 to do it, and they're climbing off the side of a building. I agree with Karen. Karen replied in the text. She's like, Ashley, you don't have to do all that. I'll just send a check. I'll just send a check. I was like, okay, what's the point of going off the side of the building? Why don't we just run a 5K or something? But okay, fine. I guess they want to be different. Okay. I mean, God forbid something happens to you, though, during this whole situation, but okay. So they all meet up for this event. Keiarna says, I'm not attending. Because remember, Keiarna doesn't see it for Ashley. She's like, I won't be attending. So all the ladies meet up. I just have to say this. You could tell that these ladies aren't really friends in real life for the most part, because the way that they were interacting with each other's children was interesting. It was interesting. Wendy's waving to Dylan and Dean. Hey, for like hey. I was like, this just feels awkward. Anyone else? It felt awkward when they were meeting all the kids. I was like, you could tell none of these kids hang out. I have to say, Wendy's daughter probably was the warmest. She hugged on Stacey. Because Stacey's very sweet, so I could see hugging on Stacey. I probably hug on Stacey too. El Michelle said, was Jazzy there? No, Jazzy was at the Wendy's party. But I didn't see Jazzy at this event. Maybe she wasn't invited. Is Jazzy in the mid-season trailer? Probably. I didn't see her though. Okay. Look, all right. But I thought that was interesting. They're right. Okay. Austin says, yeah, I peeped that too. So awkward. I was like, hey, like looking down, like, hey. And I get it. You're not going to hug children that you don't hang out with all the time. I just thought that was even Gizelle's interaction with the kids was but that's Gizelle. But that's the thing. I would think that Gizelle, because she has her own kids, would be great around children, but not so much. I thought that was interesting. But I did find Wendy's kids a lot, probably like a little bit more warmer in interacting with the rest of the group than the other kids. The other kids were like, who are you? Stranger danger. Look, stranger danger. So Mia arrives, and Mia she hugs everyone. She's like, I'm gonna hug you now, but we need to talk later. Okay, Mia. So Giselle's like, I've been good. Look, I've been good. This is the Gizelle redemption season for those that did not get the notes from production and the network. Okay, this is Giselle's redemption season. She's like, what? What did I do? Nothing. Okay. So they're going to have a conversation later. All right. Ashley climbs down the building. Everyone watches. Everyone's rooting for her, including Dr. Wendy's kids. They're rooting for Ashley as well. Okay. So she's like really frightened. And you look down and I'm like, would you do something like that, guys? For charity? I don't know if I would do that for charity. Like to go down the side of a building. How long did that take? A matter of 10 minutes? Okay. I mean, look, they raised it. I wonder how much they raised for the charity. I think it's a good cause, but I'm just like, do we have to do all that? All right. Fine. So they watch her do that. You know, they call her Superwoman. She's like, her boys love Spider-Man. I'm like a Spider Woman. The kids are excited for it. Fine. Cute. Whatever. Okay. So Mia decides to have this side conversation with Gizelle about the issues that she has concerning Gizelle. And she's like, when you post about your kids on social media, you always post a certain thing and everything's all great and da-da-da-da. And she's like, you're not showing your real life. But when we were in DR, you told me the girls had boys sneaking into the house. But when you're posting them on social media, you don't post about that stuff. First of all, Gizelle did bring it up. Remember when she was getting Angel and Adore ready for the prom? And he was talking, Jamal brought up, they're not sneaking in boys. And Gizelle told us then. Look, Gizelle told us then that that they had snuck in some boys. But that's what teenagers do. That's what teenagers do. I was uncomfortable when Mia brought it up. Because I was like, what are you doing right now? This is not landing the way that you think that it's landing. And even Karen says that the stress of juggling a pimp village has gone to Mia's head. Girl, children are off limits. I feel like, look, would I say that children are off limits? Yes, minors are off limits. But what Mia brought up wasn't anything big. Mia, I'm sure when you were their age, you were doing a whole lot worse than just sneaking boys into the house. We know you were doing a whole lot worse. And as Miss Brooklyn says here, why would you post? Hold on, where's Miss Brooklyn's comment? I lost it. Wait, Miss Brooklyn says, why would you post that on social media to begin with? Yeah, like why would Gizelle post almost to embarrass her daughters that they had snuck a boy in? Look, fine. But the Pimp Village comment made me Look, Karen made me laugh. She made me laugh quite a few times in this episode. And I can't wait to get back to like a fun time with Karen and not this whole DUI conversation. But before we get to the mid-season trailer, a new report came out in regards to Karen's case. So I do want to talk about that. I forgot to mention that. But before I do that, guys, live chat. We have, 1,600, almost 1,700 of you here in the live chat. Don't forget to like the video. Let's get to 700 likes. And I will drop the call link for you guys. But if you're a member of the channel, I'm going to drop the call link for you guys on our community tab. All right, members? So I'm going to drop that for you guys first. And we're going to take some quick callers because I have a meeting and I still have to pack too, y'all. I got to head to London soon. And I have a live recap with you guys. So let me drop this call in link first. Let me drop the call in link on the community tab. And shout out to those of you that have already liked the video. We appreciate the support, but almost 2,000 of you are here and you have not. I get it. Sometimes you forget, but I'm telling you now, like the video. Okay. All right, members, we've dropped the call link for you guys on the community tab. And now let me just say thank you. We did have a super chat from Bianca and Sharon. Bianca, thank you for the super chat. Bianca says, note the hypocrisy. Wendy made a face about Giz's kids last season and was torn apart. Mia implies Giz's girls are loose and Giz has no heat for her. Well, remember, this is a new season. They're painting a different narrative. But that's a good point, Bianca, because it was all kinds of fever for Candace and Wendy making a face during that comment. But this, I feel like, is a lot worse. This is a lot worse about Mia bringing up the daughters. But Giz did say, she's like, right now I'm taking it all in before I react. She's in a new space, y'all. She's grown. She's matured. But no, Bianca, thank you for pointing that out. I did notice that too. Sharon, thank you so much for another super chat. Sharon says, Mia is really asserting her dominance going up against the once head of the show, Gizelle. Someone told her that she's the main character now. Gizelle, you mean Carlos? Gizelle is plotting on that though. Mia, you in danger, girl. Well, the entire cast, based off the mid-season trailer, it looks like something happens because they've done interviews since the season wrapped. And they said that Mia has a lot to answer for. They said that Mia lies about everything. So I think Mia has said or done something to the majority of the cast that has turned them against her. So it will be interesting to see what that was. But as you know, one of the main storylines this season has to do with Karen Huger and her DUI. All right. And the bad kind of citations, because we learned something, her 8 citations, which we see in the mid-season trailer. Jacqueline brings 8 balloons to represent her 8 citations. And Karen's just like, you know what? You can get out of my house. Oh, okay. Well, this is what In Touch Weekly's reporting in regards to Karen's DUI case. All right. So a judge shut down the Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger's plea to not allow statements she made to the police and body cam footage of her DUI arrest from being used as evidence. In Touch can exclusively report. But we told you this maybe like several weeks ago at this particular point, and I believe that decision was made in July. But this article just came out a couple of days ago. So according to court documents obtained by In Touch, a Maryland judge denied Karen's motion seeking to suppress certain evidence. Back in March, Karen, 61, was involved in a car accident while driving her 2017 Maserati. She was the only person in the accident. She was the only person in the car when it struck a median and a street sign at an intersection before slamming into a tree. No deers were involved, okay? Police arrested Karen due to them believing that she was intoxicated at the time of the crash. Prosecutors charged Karen with driving under the influence, negligently driving a vehicle in a careless and imprudent manner, endangering property, life, and person, and various other counts. As In Touch reported, Karen claimed that her car crash, claimed after her car crash, she spoke to Officer Kyle Baxter and Sergeant Brent Turan. The reality star said that she was checked out by medical professionals but refused further treatment. Her husband, Raymond Huger, showed up at the scene. Karen claimed one of the officers grabbed her arm after she was finished at the ambulance. She said that he told her that she was not free to leave. Karen said the officers started to interrogate her, but did not read her Miranda rights. She argued that any statements that she made to the police were the result of an illegal interrogation and should be suppressed. The RHOP star demanded the evidence, including the body cam footage of her talking to the police, not be allowed in court. She also asked for the entire case to be dismissed. Prosecutors scoffed at Karen's request. The prosecutors said in their response, officers additionally observed the driver of the vehicle, the defendant, unsteady on her feet, swaying, stumbling, and slurring her speech. Furthermore, the initial caller spoke to officers on scene and indicated that prior to police arrival, the defendant appeared confused and the caller smelled of alcohol when interacting with the defendant. They continue. Karen's statements were not obtained as a result of a custodial interrogation because some of her statements were made while emergency medical services personnel were treating the defendant for potential injuries. Karen's statements made during this time were free and voluntary and were stated out loud while in the presence of police officers. At the recent hearing, the judge sided with prosecutors after reviewing the body cam footage. He noted that the two police separately and persistently asked Karen to tell them what happened. They asked her questions like, where had she been? Where was she coming from? And how did the accident take place? Okay. Karen wasn't forthcoming with her answers. Karen's husband arrived on the scene soon after the police arrived and was by her side until she was arrested. Okay. The judge continued. All interrogation took place in the road or roadside, in public with emergency personnel and the emergency vehicle in immediate proximate. The police never used force, impeded Karen's movements, or drew weapons. The interrogation was brief and Karen was uncooperative, which was her right. He added, after evaluating the scene and getting only bits and pieces of information from Karen and her husband, the police arrested her and took her from the scene. The judge said that he concluded that Karen was not taken into custody for purposes of Miranda, and consequently all statements made by Karen until the police formally announced that she was under arrest and arrested her are admissible against her at trial. So as you know, Karen, after the accident, released a statement saying, thank you all for your prayers and well wishes during this very frightening experience. I am still in shock from last night's incident, but grateful to be alive today. With the passing of my beloved mother, grief comes and goes in waves, and with Mother's Day approaching, it felt more like a tsunami. She says, last night I met a girlfriend for dinner. We talked and brought up some very emotionally sensitive topics. I was crying on my way home and saw a car heading right for me. I swerved to avoid the head-on collision, hit the divider, and then a tree. I'm hurt, bruised up a bit, but I'm so grateful I'm alive. I did receive citations. There goes that word again. I did receive citations, one of which was unrelated to the incident, which is understandable. But what was most surprising is that the car that almost hit me just drove away. So for those that keep saying that Karen can't say anything because it's a legal situation, she said a whole lot in this statement. But I get it. Her attorney probably said you can't say anything more on this show or on social media. She said a lot in this statement. I forgot all the stuff she said in the statement. She ended the statement saying, I would like to stress it's important to understand your emotional state when driving, and may this be a reminder to all to use their seatbelts. My mother may be my guardian angel, but the seatbelt saved my life. Here's the thing, though. Can I just play devil's advocate for a hot second? Can I play devil's advocate? And again, if you're a member of the channel, I've posted the call-in link on the community tab here on YouTube. Live chat, we're almost at 700 likes. I will drop the call-in link once we get to that. Let me play devil's advocate, though. Let's say, for argument's sake, Karen was not inebriated and she was just grief-stricken. It's still, as a driver, your responsibility not to get behind the wheel if you are not in the right place. And that means drinking, drugging, or you're emotional. If you're emotional, and if you're tired and you're sleepy, you should not be getting behind the wheel of a car because you endanger yourself and other people's lives. Candace says that she goes to court, yes, December 17th. December 17th. And they're supposed to film the reunion, I think, before that. So which is like, so that means at reunion, she's not going to be able to really talk about it at length. But I hope they talk about the fact that you wanted this information suppressed. Let's talk about what you said in your statement. You said this in your statement. But like I said before, for argument's sake, let's say you weren't inebriated. Okay? Exactly. El Michelle's impaired state. If you are emotional, you should not be getting behind the wheel of a car. If you're sleepy, you should not be getting behind the wheel of a car. They say if you're really tired and sleep deprived, it's actually the equivalent of being drunk. Not saying that's what Karen was. All right. Philly John says, I clocked Karen's BS when she drunkenly told the girls Ray's magic stick didn't work. You know. Damn. All right. JS says no closure for us. Look, at the end of the day, I'm fine with no closure for us, but I also don't love people playing in our faces because everyone, there are some of the Karen stands that are like, oh no, she can't talk about it. It's a legal case. Do you see her statement after the car accident? She said a whole lot in that statement. A whole lot, probably too much. Do you also see what she said during the season about getting behind the wheel before? Not the time she got the other DUI, but a couple of years ago. It's Missy says, emotional, sleepy, angry, don't get behind the wheel. Just saying. Just want to give you guys an update for those that may have missed it. That was a recent article that came out from In Touch. However, we've talked about this already. I believe that decision from the judge came back in July. And apparently, Karen goes to court on December 17th. But we'll talk all about it come January 24th when I come to the DMV. But if you're in London, we're coming there this weekend. Go get your tickets. More information on that will be available in the description, along with our Kempire University. So if you want any tips and tricks in regards to starting a social media business, or you just want to pick my brain about the business, this is your opportunity. As you know, I have 15 plus years of not just working on YouTube, but interviewing celebrities, being in this business for a very long time. This is your opportunity, London. You're getting the first opportunity. People here have been asking me for a very long time to do this. We're doing it first in London. So don't miss out. Limited spots are available. All right. All right. Yeah, he says, how did Ray catch a stray? I just caught that too. Okay. But mind you, she talked about how Ray hasn't been there for her, but Ray's the one to show up at the arrest. Okay. Just look, Christian says, how's that devil's advocate, Kev? You just said she's wrong, drunk or sober. Good point. Just saying. All right. So the mid-season trailer ends because, first of all, Gizelle and Mia, at the end of their conversation, basically, there really is no end. There really is no end. I felt like what Mia brought up was silly, not consistent with what they were talking about. Fine. We get the mid-season trailer, which we haven't talked about. We see a little bit from that Gizelle, apparently there's some sort of battle in regards to her father's will. So that will be interesting to get more clarity on what's going on there. All right. Stacey in this mid-season trailer asked TJ, how would you feel if I dated other people? I want you to date other people. I want someone to break your back, Stacey, in a good way. I want you to be with someone that wants to be with you and all of you. Okay? I don't want this man for you, Stacey. Sidebar, rewinding time. When TJ was talking to Ray and he says, oh, I hear hosts make like $50,000 to $60,000 in bonuses. What was he talking about? Was he talking about like QVC hosts? Like, what was he talking about? I was trying to understand what they were talking about, but it was interesting to see production leave that part in. What was TJ talking about? Because now, I've already kind of looked at him with the side eye. I'm like, is he just on here for clout? Trying to get his acting career going? All right. Oh, okay. So Miss G says, I was trying to understand that too. What was that about? Why are we talking about hosts making $50,000 to $60,000 in bonuses? What? I don't know. I don't know what was being said there. Okay. Okay. Karen then says, apparently, well, this is where we see that Karen and Wendy are going to have some issues because Stacey reveals that Karen says that Dr. Wendy Acefo is self-absorbed and not to trust her. Not to trust. I got to see how this came up or why this came up. Because I will say this. No shade to Dr. Wendy Acefo. Based off of people that I know, other brother celebrities, other people behind the scenes that have met Dr. Wendy, they just say they don't really mesh well with her. Like they don't connect with her. I don't know what that means. I've never been in her orbit. I've been in her orbit, but I haven't interacted with her. But to say that she's not to be trusted, I found that to be interesting. Auntie Kim says QVC host. That's what I thought he was talking about. But then I was thinking to myself, he was never a QVC host. He was trying to become one, right? I don't think he ever got the job. But I was like, I thought that was interesting. And I thought it was interesting that they left it in. You know what I mean? Because it really wasn't relatable. I mean, he was still talking to Ray. He wasn't talking to Stacey at all. All right. Someone said Wendy's definitely self-absorbed. Well, we have to remember these last few episodes, it was about her birthday. So it's definitely going to give that energy. TA says that I believe Karen said it. I didn't doubt that Karen said it. I mean, it's coming from Stacey. So I don't think Stacey would make that up. I don't get Stacey gives that energy. I believe Stacey is going to say what someone said to her. All right. Oh, we know says she's a Gemini. I wouldn't trust her either. Ooh. Oh, Football Cat, you just joined us. Citation was the right word. We learned something today together. Rewind back the tape. Look, rewind back the tape. We got all kinds of definitions for citation. We learned something. Look, Dr. Wendy Acefo on those 4 degrees taught us something. Come on. All right. Congratulations on your citation. Okay. So apparently there's going to be some beef between Karen and Dr. Wendy. Okay. And it's because, look, I don't know if Karen said that, it would be interesting to hear why she would say something like that. Because based on what we've seen of Dr. Wendy, she's been nothing but a good friend to Karen and had her back. But okay. I'm at work says, I thought TJ was a new guest host and maybe he's explaining why he didn't sign on because the pay isn't where he thought it should be. Well, they're going to have to explain that. Okay. They're going to have to explain that because it just didn't make any sense. I remember the way that Stacey introduced him on the show. She said that they met because he was interviewing to become a host on there. They never said that he was. And maybe there's pictures of him hosting on there. I don't recall seeing any of that. But, if you look him up, just saying, there's pictures of him on other roles like Sister, Grey's Anatomy. Nothing starring, just sort of like there. just like there. All right, what else happened in this mid-season trailer? That's when Jacqueline brings the 8 balloons. Karen kicks her out. Okay. Uh-oh, you got the Gemini started. Okay. And then they hold a Mia intervention. So apparently the group finds out that Mia has been lying about like everything, but we could have told them that already. And then they have this sort of gala with the dogs, and then there's poop everywhere. People are throwing up. Okay. We also see that Ashley yells at someone, but we don't see who she's yelling at when she dresses up as a drag king. I mean, I wonder if she'd ever dressed up as a drag king in her relationship with Michael. But she won't be able to say that if she agrees to that confidentiality agreement. All right. Let me say thank you, guys. And I'm going to drop the call and link for the live chat. Shout out to all of you for liking the video. It's easy and it's free. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Don't forget, we will be recapping Married to Medicine at 4 p.m. Eastern today. That's 1 p.m. PST. So make sure you set your notifications for that, for those that keep missing our lives because the notifications haven't worked. Okay. All right, Vanessa, thank you so much for the super chat. Vanessa says, Kempire, I just want to say I love you. And if you watch our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap, then you get that. Vanessa, thank you so much for the love. I'm about to put that on a t-shirt. Rita, thank you so much for always supporting. Shout out to Rita. Rita, I get to meet you soon, Rita. Rita says, I'm catching up on the recap now, late from work. Mondays are so good with the two of your recaps. I love it. I'm glad you appreciate it because that's a lot for me in a day. I love it. See you on Sunday. Yeah, can you believe it? Oh my gosh, Rita. See you soon, Rita. Rita's coming all the way from Germany to be a part of the London show. So if you are, it's a train ride. That's the great thing about Europe. I'm gonna have to live in Europe for a minute so I can take advantage of the travel. All right. Yamola says that TJ's a Grinch. He sure is. All right. Let me get to the callers. All right, callers, we appreciate you guys waiting from behind the scenes live chat. We're going to drop the call link for you guys as well. As you know, this is a very popular one. So if you are not able to get through on the back end, just keep trying. All right. And callers, please respect the timer so that we're able to get to everyone. I try to get to everyone, but everyone has lots of opinions on this show. Okay. All right. Let me bring callers up. And again, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, our sponsors. Everything Kempire will be available in the description as well. Callers, please be respectful. No derogatory comments, no cussing. And again, respect the timer. Fine. All right. Ms. Brooklyn's backstage. You're going to bring Ms. Brooklyn up first. Ms. Brooklyn, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Happy belated Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope you all had a good time. Just a couple of quick things that are kind of probably off. Okay. One, the reason why you can't eat at everybody's house or everybody's cooking, Ashley having her kids sitting on that countertop with their bare feet where food is prepared and their food up there. No. Can't. That's not how we do things. With Karen, I had tragedies this year too. At no point in time did I ever think to get behind the wheel of a car while I was drunk or have been drinking or have been emotional. It's a BS excuse, and I don't respect it because it takes away from everybody else who has gone through such kind of tragedies and had those situations, but still were clear-headed enough to know or realize that, hey, this is something that you just don't do. It minimizes it. And as for Mia, there are a lot of things that you can say about Gizelle. The one thing you can't say is that she didn't raise those girls correctly. Those girls are well behaved. You don't see them preening and prawning for the camera, unlike some New Jersey housewife children. And they going on to school. Gizelle did a good job raising those girls.
Miss Brooklyn, thank you so much for calling.
Bye, everybody. Bye. See you later.
Take care. Happy holidays, everyone. It's the holidays officially, if you couldn't tell from behind me. Slowly but I'm going to add some more poinsettias too as well. All right. We have Adrian. Adrian's backstage. Adrian. Because the last couple of times you called in for Potomac, you read the girls for filth. Like we were all shook. Like we couldn't get ourselves together.
I'm not gonna read down. I just had just a few quick points. I promise you. Okay. So look though, when I heard Stacey talk about she was going and she didn't know anything, the first thing that came to my mind, I said she needs a forensic accountant. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened, where she found out that her name was on all kinds of stuff. And this is the only point I was making why I say it bothered me so much. In a post-Teresa Giudice world, when that woman went to prison because her husband had her sign and stuff, and she was running around talking about being traditional, and she didn't know, and he handles everything, she went to prison for that. Like, that's just, it feels completely irresponsible, especially when you have children. Look, I remember during the pandemic, they were talking about all these young pandemic widows. These women who never expected in a million years to find themselves not with their husbands. And do you know where the life insurance policy? Do you have the password to the bank account? Like, that's the kind of stuff. Even if you don't handle it, you at least need to know where it is and know what your name is on. That's what the point I was making. Yep. But if somebody would like to write a check to Columbia, please let me know. I will absolutely get you in touch with the tuition office. And you can pay
that. Telling your husband.
Listen. So I agree with Karen completely about Ashley needing to use that as an alimony bargaining chip. I don't know why Ashley always run around like she just can't do anything with Michael. You've been on the show this many years. Why you can't fight for no good, with no good attorneys? But apparently it's been resolved now, so we'll see what happens. But lastly, Mia talk about Gizelle's kids. She was trying to call them girls fast. Mm-hmm. That's what she was saying. And I just feel like, Mia, for as long as you've been hoeing, you don't have no business to talk about nobody doing anything. first of all, Grace is like 19 years old, and them other girls are what, 17, 18 years old. So what? They snuck a little boy in the villa. Like, good God, you act like them girls was busting it wide open like you were at their age. That's not what's happening. Gizelle didn't even look like she would have no daughters that would act like that. Now, your mama, on the other hand, does have a daughter that was on the whole track. Oh, dang, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to read.
No,
I'm sorry.
goodbye. I
Dang.
can't. You said you gonna be good.
I will be waited with bated breath and popcorn to see how Gizelle responds. I'm not even a Gizelle fan, but I think this is going to be delicious.
I mean, you're a Virgo. I wish that Gizelle could read like you read.
She needs to. I don't understand what she's doing. She can't read. She can't dress. She's making us look bad out here. But I want to see. But I know she's gonna go hard about them kids. So I definitely, and she would be absolutely right. However she comes back to Mia, it's on, and it's okay to me because you didn't have to say that about her girls. That was completely unnecessary.
I was so uncomfortable. All right.
Yep.
Thanks,
All
Adrian.
right.
Take care.
Bye, love.
Bye. Oh, Adrian was trying to be good, but Adrian couldn't help it. She couldn't help it. I cringed, though, when she started to bring up the girls, because we know that the teenagers do stuff like that. And we knew what the connotation that she was trying to paint about Giselle's girls. Like, but you don't post about that on social. What would she post on social media? That they snuck a boy into... Why? Okay. All right. Tyler's backstage. We're going to bring Tyler up next. Tyler, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Woo, child. So I have some things to say. Okay. First of all, Mia, you are disgusting. That's one. And like you said, I'm no Gizelle fan, but you are disgusting. And one thing I do know Gizelle is going to do is dig up every piece of tea that she can find on you, and she's going to sprinkle it out as much as she can. Secondly, I will say this. Kiana, I don't see why she became a housewife. While I like her, I don't see why. Just a quick question. I think next season I would bring back Candace, get rid of Ashley, and I think that Robin, not full time, as a friend of the show, just to come in because she's familiar. Kind of what they're trying to do with Jacqueline, Robin would make more sense with that for season 10. And I think that would round up the cast a little bit more. Jacqueline isn't needed. It's giving performative. I'm just over it. And last but not least, Mia, one more time. I I really, really, really see where this show is going to head if Mia continues being so for real. Like they did a good cleanup. Robin's gone, Candace gone, Wendy and Gizelle have fake made up or whatever is going on. But seriously, Mia will be the demise of this show if they do not tap her on her shoulder like they did Gizelle and say, "Hey, you need to stop," because Mia is going too far. She's desperate at this point, and I hate to keep mentioning him. It's Carlos King's fault. Quit telling her that she is the queen of the show. She's not. And how can you tell somebody to dress and all your clothes come in Amazon packages? Girl, all the girls that go to the hookah lounge got on those cheap Fashion Nova outfits. You're not a fashionista with a Kurt Geiger purse. Anyways, bye.
Y'all just reading them down. All right. Nasra's backstage. We're gonna bring Nasra up. Nasra, what did you want to say about Potomac?
I'm sorry. I'm still choking from that Amazon packet. Whew. Okay. And for everyone, I don't ever want to hear the term citation ever again.
Me
We good now, and
we know what it means.
No, I'm sorry. We beat a dead horse. Okay, let me make this really quick. Ashley, get your money and get off the show. You are of no use anymore. Go back, raise your kids. You'll be all right. Mia, just when I think you can't get any more low down, you take it to hell. The one thing about the show and franchise is one thing you know. The kids are off limits. Don't talk about Giselle's kids. And please, Gizelle, light her up. I don't care if you have to wait till the reunion. You better light her up, and you should have checked her immediately and read her for filth. Where's Giselle's foolishness when you need it? Stacey, girl, you're in danger. You can't be with a man who wants to be you. He is jealous of you, and he hates you, and he wants your life. He wants a man who can pay, and she doesn't know where the bills are at, okay? She just needs to learn where the bills are. Come on now, come on. Where's all the hostility? I want to know. He wants to be you. Hosting? Why are you talking about hosting? Huh? You want to be Stacey. Last but not least, Keiarna, girl, you are too good for that man. Condescending, and he thinks you have to jump through hoops to prove who you are. You're successful. You're beautiful. You don't need to prove nothing. You make money. Like, I want these girls to wake up. Stacey, like, you don't need to go down. Like, you're beautiful. You make money. Like, put your head up. These people want to be you. Stop letting them make you feel like you've got to jump through hoops and prove something. Stacey, find a man that actually wants to break your back. Like, please. This is looking sad. All right, I swear I'm done. I'm done.
Thanks, Nasra. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Y'all are very opinionated today. Oh my God. Let me fix my blouse. All right. Hayad's backstage. We're going to bring Hayad up next. Hold on, Hayad. My mouse is acting a fool. Hayad, what did you want to share?
Kempire, I am dying today. The callers are coming.
My God.
I love it. I love it. What was that part you said about how these opinions do not reflect the Kempire? Yeah, that part from my part right now.
Oh, damn. Go ahead.
First of all, this episode should have been called The Stress of Juggling a Pimp Village. That was hilarious. P. Karen. TJ honestly is not mad at Stacey for not being around him. He was mad that the cameras were not catching him. That's what he was really mad about. And he's giving very much, I don't want to say, possibly a friend of Dorothy, but sometimes, you know what, a lot of my gay Black friends always used to say to me, I can't tell if someone's into me or into a white woman. Because a lot of Black men kind of give the same energy, the ones that are into a white woman. Just saying. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. That's I told you, it's not about your opinion. I remember. This does not reflect Kempire at all. It's one thing to not pay your bill, but please know what your bill is. Financial literacy doesn't stop when you live a soft life. It's how you live it securely. And I've been wondering what Ashley kind of reminds me of it. And whenever she's doing her little dances on her tickety talk, and I figured it out. She kind of moves like a gay white man impersonating a Black woman. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Have a great day, Kempire.
Bye. Oh, she wasn't kidding. The thoughts and opinions of the callers do not represent the thoughts and the opinions of me or my sponsors. Oh, all right. DJ's back. Or is that Dewan? Hold on. Dewan, what's going on? Dewan, you're muted. Dewan, can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, Kempire? Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I'm well. Sorry about that. I was wrong, and am willing to eat crow when I am wrong. I said at the beginning, oh my God, I'm done with this. But it's picking up, and that mid-season trailer has got me excited. I am glad, though, that Mia is finally getting the heat that she deserves. To play with people's mental health is no joke. And, to act like this man has, some legitimate mania problems without us being able to being privy to that, it's crazy to me. No. And the whole incident with the paternity and all of that stuff, I'm really curious how they play that. Like, do they bring her back? Because, it's clear that the cast isn't vibing with that. No. And I don't think they will bring Jacqueline back at all, because to me, she's just been accessory to the BS, and it's just not been good. Yep. And then lastly, Housewives 101. They are all taught to say, I don't know what bills I pay. I don't know where the money is. You know how to swipe that damn card, though. So please, she knows what's going on, but play it out for the divorce. And then really quickly, I'm curious where Mia and Gordon are being divorced, because I felt like he was almost trying to bait her into saying, yes, I did have or commit adultery in the relationship. And I think that may be helpful in his situation or whatever their case may be. But I'm curious, because I know they had houses in North Carolina and Maryland. Yeah,
they're bi-coastal. All right, Dewad, thank you so much for calling in. All right, we have Anthony backstage. Hold on, and bring Anthony up. Oh, hold on. There we go. Anthony, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire. Anthony from Los Angeles, California. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, thank you. So this episode, I'm going to give a 6 out of 10. I thought it was okay. 3 points, Keiarna, Mia, and Karen. Keiarna's man or boyfriend, whatever, he is just caring about her. He was there at real time when that accident happened between her and Deborah. He is not controlling. Do not compare him to Todd from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City from Bronwyn. They both are just caring. It may come off as very strong or very control-wise. They are not like that. They're just caring because, hello, they're their husbands. They care. They care about their partner. So miss me with that. Mia, I compare her to using her child, just like people were saying about Mary's and her child from Salt Lake City. The son, Robert Jr., he actually is of age to give consent to be like, okay, you can film me doing this and that. Mia's son is like what, elementary school level, like age-wise?
Yeah.
Like what kind of authority or approval can he actually do? He's a child. Mia is messing with that, with his storyline. That's Mia miss me with that also. I get her off the show. I can't. And then Karen, Karen keeps giving us old excuses, even though they might still be happening in terms of the passing of her parents, issues of marital issues with Ray. But like you're still not talking about that though, or sharing anything about that. You're just showing us past issues seasons ago and trying to use it currently for this. No, do not get behind the wheel, no matter what of your issues. I don't even get behind the wheel if I'm mad. I need to stop somewhere and get me a snack and calm me down. But for Karen, put down the liquor and just walk home. Like I can't with her excuses or anything like that. Be of age and just take responsibility and take the go.
All right.
But that's it. Thank you so much, Kempire. Happy holidays.
You too. Take care. I want to say this in regards to Keiarna's. I can't believe we're even talking about it because it really was like a non-scene. However, I want to say this, and I said a little bit of this during the recap. I think based off everyone's reaction to, I was about to call him Todd, but no, Greg, I think this is exactly what he wanted to avoid. A snapshot of their relationship, and now people have blown it up into he's controlling, he's a terrible person, I see red flags. And I think that's part of his concern of her being on this show. I just want to put it out there. I'm not saying that that's fact, but you see now everyone has painted this picture of Greg like we know him, chapter and verse. Just saying, this is why I wouldn't do reality television, because you guys get to see every part of me here. But can you imagine if I was on reality television and they decide they want to paint me in a different light? Mind you, I probably made some producers mad. So, and I might not even know that. And I work with them on a reality show and they make me the villain. Look, I'm not the villain. Even though they said Tauruses and Aquariuses and some other signs are in their villain era. So I might be the villain. Anyways, JS is backstage. We're going to bring JS up next. JS, what's up?
Hi, out of Texas.
Hey, how are you?
I love me some Wendy, but I feel like Wendy's 40th birthday is lasting 40 days and 40 nights. I don't want to hear about it no more after this episode. Mia got her revenge on Jacqueline in that dress scene. Okay, she looked tore up. She didn't do her friend any favors on purpose. And the conversation with TJ, is it me or did he sound like a disgruntled employee? Like he was amazed that new hires were getting that much. And at the same time, I'm like, if he's out job hunting like that, Stacey, girl, I don't think he's the guy you think he is. So yeah, next. I don't understand why we got that scene with Ashley driving. I feel like it would have been more purposeful if we had got, when she was on the way to the mediation, if we had seen what her countenance was like after the mediation. That way we can make a judgment for ourselves on how everything went since she can't talk about it or whatever. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank y'all. Bye.
Thank you, JS. Take care. Here's the thing with TJ. JS brings up a good point. Because Stacey just talked about in this episode that she is used to not paying the bills for the last 15 years. If she was to get in a serious relationship with TJ, I don't know his financial situation. I just know that he's an actor. He's not an A-list actor that we know of. I don't know if he does other things, but they haven't talked about that. Again, we only get a snapshot of these people's lives. However, Stacey's used to a certain level man in regards to money and status and, able to cover certain things. I don't think TJ's on that level. And she's spent the last 15 years living that life. I don't think someone says out of work actor. I don't want to say it, Demi, but since you did, what Demi said, out of work actor. If he's not an A-list actor. He's not on a sitcom right now. He's not on he's not even working at QVC, getting that check that we know of. All right, let me move on. Happy birthday, Loretta. Shout out to all the Sagittariuses. If it's your birthday, let us know. Happy birthday, Loretta. Wishing you many more. All right. All right. Let me get to these last couple of callers, guys. Again, calls, please respect the timer so that I can get out of here. I got to go finish watching Married to Medicine, have a meeting, and then come back and recap Married to Medicine. All right. All right. Peyton's backstage. We're going to bring Peyton up next. Peyton, what did you want to share in regards to this recap?
Hi, Kempire. Can you
Hey.
hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. This is my first live. Oh my God. I'm like, this is cool. But I did want to say, I don't know if you mentioned it, but I don't watch the whole show. I watched, some of the clips from OMFG,
Yes.
the Instagram site.
Yeah.
But there was a comment saying when Mia had brought up Giselle's daughters that she gave Wendy and Candace more attitude just by
Yes.
looking at Grace wrong. And she didn't even, to me in that scene, she didn't even seem that bothered.
Mm-hmm.
So to the people saying, she's going to give it to her at the reunion, I mean, I wouldn't hold my breath about that, to be honest.
Right.
Because from the things that we've seen, like in present day, like Giselle going on interviews, she seems more bothered about Mia and the lies
Yep.
than that comment. And granted, she can't bring that up, I'm sure.
Mm.
But I don't think we're going to get much of her
I agree.
addressing Mia about that moment, to be honest. And yeah, that's all I had. Oh, I did want to say one quick thing about the whole Greg thing.
Yeah.
I think there was a comment. Sorry, there was a comment that Dr. Heavenly mentioned. She was like, so many people, men particularly, don't want to go on reality TV because they don't want things out.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a reason he doesn't. Maybe he is kind of controlling, and that's the reason he didn't want her to be on this show because he doesn't want that part shown. So, and granted, like you said, it's an edited show, so who knows? But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Who knows?
Thanks, Peyton.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye, Kempire.
Take care. Bye. All right. Oof. Someone said that QVC's hiring for the holiday. For TJ. Honestly, I would do it just for funsies. I want to do it for funsies, QVC. I love me a QVC. QVC, not QVC. Turtle 212. Happy belated birthday. Said my birthday was on Monday. Wait, isn't today Monday? Wait, don't mix me up. You mean last Monday? Happy belated birthday, Turtle, or if today's your birthday. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for another super chat. Miss Esquire says, Giselle can dig Mia's dirt with a spoon. It's all there on the surface. I agree. That's a good one. I like that. Oh, my goodness. Loretta, again, happy birthday. And thank you so much for the super sticker. We appreciate the support, guys. You can support the channel just by liking the video. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. But don't forget, you can hear an audio version of our live recaps on our podcast. Subscribe to the Kempire podcast today and help us get to 1,000 reviews on the Apple Podcast and on Spotify. And also don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is coming to London on December 8th. And the day before, we're holding a very limited spot seminar, workshop. Ask me anything in regards to the business of social media, the business of entertainment, the business of music and entertainment, because I've had experiences in all of that. Sign up today. More information on that will be available in the description. But if you're in the DMV area, we're coming down. We're coming down on January 24th for the Kempire After Dark live experience. I'm sure we will be talking a lot about the Real Housewives of Potomac. All right? All right. Shireen, are you coming to the Kempire After Dark? Shireen, I met when I went to London the first time. Shireen, are you coming to the Kempire After Dark live experience? I'm assuming you are. All right. Kari's backstage. Kari, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
All right, I'm gonna start off slow and then I'm gonna ramp it up.
Oh.
First off, I need everyone to stop pretending that man is not Stacey's renter boyfriend. I don't know why y'all acting like they are really dating. They are not. She brought him onto the show just as an accessory because he likes to accessorize. Nextly, Mia is a serpent in an Instagram filter because that's not her real face. It's very digitally edited. I need her to get off the show. You are sneaking men into your marriage. I don't need you to be talking about 2 young Black girls who are just living their lives. It ain't sneaking if a ring camera is there. They knew their mama was gonna see. They really just didn't care that much. I'm gonna be honest with you. So you shouldn't care that much. You should care more about what's between your legs, just like Jacqueline does. You need to have the investing in yourself that Jacqueline has in you, because Jacqueline doesn't have a personality outside of your twat. And I need you to just focus on that little failing house that you got going on over there, because the moment that you provoke me to defend Gizelle, I need you gone. I need you up out of here. You're a worthless person. You are a demonous person. You are a venomous person. And I actually really question whether or not you're a person. I think you're an experiment. Experiment 626. Thank you.
Bye, Kari. Wow, not experiment 626. All right, Ashley's backstage. We're gonna bring Ashley up next. We're gonna take Ashley, Bernice, Audrey, and Shayna. Those will be our last callers today, guys, because I do have to go. We've been live for how many hours already? Almost 2 hours, y'all. Look, I'm drinking all this water. Look. But we'll be live again for Married to Medicine at 4 p.m. Eastern. And I got to finish packing. Lord, I got to go to London this week. All right. All right. We got Miss Bernice. Well, not the Miss Bernice. We have another Bernice. Bernice, what's going on? An April Taurus, right?
Yes, I am.
Sorry.
Now, I'm going to be real short because I don't watch the show anymore. You know, like Taurus is, when we're done, we're done.
Oh.
But I am
yes.
here for you because
you.
I support you and all you do.
Thank you.
But I just wanted to say that TJ, that guy, he was on QVC. He was boring. He was on QVC 2 because they have 1 and 2 and 3. And they usually put 2 for those like newbie people. So was Stacey. And Stacey wasn't that great either. That's all I'm saying. So that's all I wanted to say. And also that do you know Gizelle's daughter and Dr. Heavenly's daughter both go to the same college?
Yes.
I wonder if they know each other.
I'm sure they've been introduced because I remember that coming up. So I'm sure they've been introduced. I don't know if they hang out or if they're friends.
I don't watch that show anymore either. So it's just too hostile for me. So
I hear you. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Bernice.
Thank you. It's my first one. I'm so happy to talk to you finally.
You too.
But I'm always watching and
I
I'm
know.
always in the comments.
I always see you in the comments. So thank you for being here.
Okay, have a good day.
You too. Bye. Damn, but Bernice dropped some tea. Because I already told you, I don't remember seeing Stacey on the show, and I definitely don't remember seeing TJ. I didn't realize they were on QVC 2. Every once in a while, depending on what QVC 2 is showing, I really don't watch it religiously though. Like during the holidays, I watch, my tree, for those that are members, you saw my tree. I got that from QVC. Like there's certain things you can get from QVC that are quality. But I could see Stacey being good at the job, to be honest with you. However, TJ, maybe. So he was on there. Okay, so he did have a job. I wonder if he's still there. I mean, I haven't seen him, but okay. Thank you so much again, Loretta, for the super sticker. We appreciate the support. Joyce, thank you so much for the super sticker as well. We appreciate your support. Guys, again, you can support the channel just by liking today's video. And shout out to the 5 people that disliked. Probably the entire cast of Real Housewives of Potomac. Remember back in the day, for those that aren't new here, when we used to guess, who do you think disliked the video? Probably some haters. It's all right. Angel did ask a question that I saved here. Angel, thank you so much for being a member as well. She says, Kemp, do we have to be in London for the Kempire University experience? Yes, it will be in person for the Kempire After Dark the Kempire University experience. That will be in person. And if it goes well, maybe we'll bring it to the States. Look, we're testing it out with our London crew first. So a lot of you always ask me about the business of content creation and YouTube and just the business. So, but yeah. Okay. Missy says, I didn't like him. Not a good host. Is he not there anymore? Oof. All right. Now I'm the more and more I look at this relationship, I'm like, I don't think it's a real relationship either. Don't play in our faces. All right, let me get to these last couple of callers. We have Audrey backstage. We're going to bring Audrey up next. Audrey, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy holidays.
You too.
Thank you. And I got to say, I'm turning my colleague onto your show. He's been asking me all these questions. He actually told me to hurry up because you have to pack for London. So he's been listening.
Yes.
Fan. So just really quickly, I agree with what everyone's saying about TJ. By the way, when he talked about the $56,000 bonus, he's right. I knew he was talking about QVC because someone who used to work at QVC behind the scenes told me that same thing about their bonuses or whatever. It depends on like how much you sell. So, also, and I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I hate to say this like this, but not saying it was right what Mia was saying about Gizelle's girls, and I think that was just a deflect, and she did it on camera, which was nasty. I have noticed the way the older daughter dresses. Am I the only one who's noticed that? That I have been like, she does wear really short, tight outfits, and I just noticed it. So I'm not saying that it should be put on Front Street, but I have noticed it as well. But I do think Gizelle is in a peculiar position right now without Robin, regular Robin, as you say. Interesting to watch it play out, but I do think that Gizelle is probably going to really go for Mia after that. Off the show, I think Jacqueline is awful on the show, just really desperate. So I'd like to see them both gone by next year. That's it. Kempire, thank you so much for doing these lives. I love them, love them, love them.
Thank you so much, Audrey, and thank you for turning me on to more people. Keep doing it.
I will. Bye. Enjoy life.
Thank you. Take care, Audrey. Here's the thing, though. In regards to Audrey mentioning her daughters and how they dress, I mean, at this particular point, they're young women. They're now all above the age of 18. It doesn't stand out to me. Miss Brooklyn says she dresses like a teenager. That's the way I took it. At least they're not dressing like Gizelle. Bad. All right, Shayna's backstage. We're going to bring Shayna up next. Shayna, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, Kempire, happy holidays. I'm dying at that. And all these callers today, everyone is on fire. Also want to give you your flowers. You're out here doing your thing, okay?
Thank you.
So, Wendy, oh my God, I loved that scene with her and Eddie's family again. It was like very full circle, I feel like, especially because that was one of the things that they mentioned, in their first year. TJ, he needs to go, especially after everyone is saying like he really wasn't even holding up his end of the bargain on QVC. So is that what he's doing over here? Like, we don't want him. Get him out of here. Yeah, we don't want him. Like, it's cute and all, Stacey, you don't know how to pay your bills or whatever, but like that has so many downfalls on it. So, and I hope she realizes from that. And then just, yes, with Ashley and these kids on the cars, the counters, like they're on everywhere. Like she's killing me with this. Like, and then I don't know if there was a holiday that was just recently done when they're on these counters, but then, yeah, that's also running in my head. Like, I can't. Kempire, enjoy your holidays. Be safe. Have a great time in London. And I love your recaps.
Thank you so much. Take care, Shayna.
You too.
Bye. She said cars and counters. I was like, you're right. All right. Last but definitely not least, we're going to take Trey up as well. Trey, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can. Happy holidays to everyone. I wanted to make this super quick. I don't have a ton of points.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing was the first part of the episode, seeing Wendy and Eddie's sisters embrace. Eddie's sisters are beautiful. Yeah. And like seeing them smile, they look like Eddie. Yeah. And just seeing the tears and then the son wiping the tears away, tell him like, Mommy, don't cry was such a special moment. Yeah. I'm really, really hoping to see more moments like that for Wendy's family. I just really think it's beautiful. Then my thoughts when it comes to Mia bringing up Gizelle's kids, I just was like, ooh, that is going to be a touchy subject for Gizelle. And I just saw Gizelle sitting back, and I was like, Gizelle is going to attack. Like, she's going to sit back and attack. And it's kind of similar to, like, Sheree sometimes when Sheree sits and she's going to just take it in, and then she's going to attack. And my last thoughts, and I was a little nervous to even share my opinions when it comes to Gordon because of them talking about his bipolar disorder. I'll be honest.
No,
I have bipolar. I have bipolar 2 disorder, and I'm finding it very hard to believe that Gordon is bipolar. I've talked with other folks who are social workers and psychologists who watch the show. They never talk about Gordon having like insomnia, these grand like adios images of himself. Then I never hear them talk about like substance abuse or anything else. They're just talking about mood swings, and I think they're just using bipolar as a deflection. I can't diagnose somebody. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm just finding it hard. Just love you, Kempire. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to, see more reviews.
Trey, I will just say this. We have to remember we're watching a snapshot. So he could be talking about these things, and they're not mentioning it. So I hear what you're saying, but I wouldn't be surprised either because Mia be lying.
That's what I was thinking, too, because I was just also like, there are a lot of people that do have bipolar disorder that I'm seeing in the comments that are just, some of them are like not believing it, but also, like you said, it is an edited show. Yeah. But I'm just really hoping that, the rest of the season is good.
Me too. Trey, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Let me just point out a couple of things. A fellow Taurus, Love King Forever says, not defending Mia or anything, because, we talk on offense. I like to hear all your opinions, guys. Doesn't mean I agree or disagree, but please understand this is a safe space. As long as you share your opinion in a way that's not derogatory or yelling at people or calling people out or spamming, that's fine in regards to sharing your differing opinions. So when people call and say, oh, I have an unpopular opinion, no, it's fine. We want to hear both sides of the situation. Maybe I'll get on my fence and start twerking again. So Love King says, not defending me or anything, but you can't have an opinion on someone's children or parenting without yours being called into question. And let's be honest, it's never, put yourself in Mia's place. I know it's hard. And someone was like insinuating that you were a bad mother. I'm not saying that she's a bad mother. I'm not saying she's a great mother, but just keep that in mind. Again, I'm not a parent, so I don't know how that feels, but I probably would think that I wouldn't like it. I don't like it. Asia, thank you so much. Asia says, okay, I watched Kempire's recap to see if I should watch the show. I'm good for today. Maybe during the week if I run out of things to watch. Well, I appreciate all of you that watch just the recaps. Guys, can we get to 900 likes? There's quite a few of you. How many? Like 1,500 of you still watching our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. Don't forget, we will be live at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. PST for our Married to Medicine recap. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. Become a member today at TheKempire.com/join. And of course, thank you to our subscribers. We appreciate you guys being here. And don't forget, for the holidays, you can get a cameo from me more than half off right now. More than half off. It is Cyber Monday, so that's your Cyber Monday deal. Don't miss out on getting a cameo, maybe a holiday wish, birthday wish, an anniversary, or just advice. So if you can't make it to Kempire University, maybe you can get a little advice there. Just a little. But speaking of Kempire University, don't forget London. We are bringing the Kempire University experience to London on December 7th. The next day, we have the Kempire After Dark live experience. Tickets are available for that as well. All that information, including our Washington, D.C. show, will be available in the description. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe to the Kempire podcast and give us a 5-star rating there. Let's get to 1,000 reviews on both Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat. Thank you to everyone that called in. I know it's not easy, especially with such a hot button conversation on Potomac and thousands of people watching you on multiple platforms and in the replay. Sorry. But I appreciate you calling in, and I appreciate all of you in the live chat engaging in the conversation. Replay crew, we haven't forgotten about you. Be sure to let us know where you're watching from, how you would rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac, and what you thought of the episode, what you thought of what I had to say, what you thought of what callers had to say, all the shady things they said. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And again, guys, we do not moderate adults, so don't attack people for their opinions, okay? You can just keep scrolling. You don't have to fight with people in the comment section, okay? Okay. All right, y'all. I will see you during our Married to Medicine recap. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. And, of course, happy holidays. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Here we go now.